Hello everyone, my name is Sark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the GIYU Tomioka from Demon Slayer in his SH Figuarts debut. So this guy is the third character to come out of the Demon Slayer franchise in SH Figuarts, and honestly, with how well they've been doing the last two, especially with Tanjiro being in contention for the number one figure of the year in my opinion, and Nezuko being a close second to him, I'm quite excited as to how this guy is going to work. So without further ado, let's get him out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have GIYU-san himself, and I gotta say, he looks quite amazing already. So this guy stands at a whopping 6 inches from head to toe, and that is absolutely insane. But it actually does make a lot of sense because Tanjiro goes about this tall next to him. So they are pretty much anime accurate. So Tanjiro is the middleman right here. GIYU is the tallest, and then Nezuko is a little bit shorter than Tanjiro, but they all will look great nonetheless. So again, pretty nice. I will say this guy pretty much has the exact same articulation and movement as Tanjiro, so you already know this guy is going to be a great addition to your collection nonetheless. But I will say, in terms of aesthetic, I really do like the Demon Slayer Corp outfits for the Hashira. This is great. The blue instead of the brown, the regular brown. For him, it's good. I like it. It's the exact same, like in terms of the robe that he's wearing. It is the two stitched together. It's pretty much the same exact thing as in the anime, so that's really nice. So again, pretty much the same exact articulation as Tanjiro, so let's look at that real quick. There are some differences though. This guy does have a double ball peg, which is really nice. That's what Tamashii Nation should be doing every single time, no matter what. We should never go back to the ball hinge faces. Please don't do that. So he can look down about this far, which is pretty good. And then his ponytail actually does move quite a good amount. So you can see it's pretty much on a ball peg system, which is really nice. Love that. Some of the hairs could actually sort of flex a little bit, so he can move his ponytail that far up and this far down. So you can have it like in the middle. That's probably where it will usually be, but you can move it that up, so you can have a little bit better range in terms of articulation for this guy. So again, looking amazing already. So he can also look side to side, of course. You can move his ponytail side to side or up and down, so you can move it up so you can have more range to move it side to side. Otherwise it'll just kind of block you there. But yeah, he does have the neck as well, where you can like swivel it however you want. And then moving on to the shoulders, he does have a 360-degree rotation, which is typical for these figures, which is awesome. In terms of the crossing arms or butterfly joints, he can actually get the arms crossed together, which is great. Again, very similar to Tanjiro, the exact same as Tanjiro really. We do have a ball hinge right here for the actual shoulder movement. And then we also have a slight bicep swivel, which to actually get it to move, you kind of have to hold the actual top of the shoulder. So sometimes it might just move altogether if you don't hold it down. But that's fine. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Honestly, if they got rid of the bicep swivel, it really would not have changed much. For the elbow, it is a single jointed elbow, but it works perfect in my opinion. And of course, we have the sort of the swivel for the elbow. And then the forearm is actually movable inside of the actual figure. So it's not just a solid thing, but you can move the forearm a little bit here and there. You can like rotate it, not rotate it, but like swivel it back and forth if you wanted to get a little bit of a better range in movement with some poses as well. Ab crunch. Pretty sure he has a really good ab crunch because you can extend his torso and then maybe, so you can do that. You can get rid of it. hopefully this guy, yeah, he goes back easily. In terms of the ab crunch, actually not the greatest. Wait, let me see Tanjiro once again. Tanjiro was actually a little, yeah, Tanjiro was better. I don't know what it is, but Tanjiro's is so much better. Yeah, GIYU for some reason doesn't have that same range of movement in terms of the torso, because Tanjiro's goes all the way touching together with the actual ab crunch, but GIYU doesn't. You still get the gap on the back, which is fine, but in terms of the back crunch, it's great, but again, you'll get the big ass gap right there. Yeah, it's weird. I think there might be a little bit of too much here on the abdomen. So again, I think it's the exact same pieces for Tanjiro, just done it a little bit differently. And Tanjiro does have sort of like a smaller abdomen right here, so the packs are a little bit smaller for Tanjiro, so that's probably why he's able to do the ab crunch a little bit better. So this guy, little bit limited, so very slightly limited. And then of course we have like the little flowy wind sections that you can move back and forth if you wanted to. You can remove them if you want to as well, to sort of place them however you want. So yeah, for the legs, we do have a perfect split pretty much with these guys, which is awesome. In terms of kicking forward, you can kick forward about that much, which is 90 degrees. You could probably get a little bit better range if you wanted to, a little bit higher than 90. And then kicking backwards is pretty much perfect as well, although you'll get the angle like that. So yeah, these guys have perfect articulation for the knee joints because they're pretty much seamless. So you can see it, you can get it at that far, which is how every action figure should be nowadays, realistically. And of course, you have the boot right here, or like the bandages. I think those are bandages. I don't know what they're called, but you can move it back and forth if you wanted to, which is awesome because you actually do get the section here to sort of go inward a little bit, and then you get that nice range of movement with the actual knee joint included. And of course we have the last one, which is just the foot hinge. You can move it back and forward this much, backwards that much, and rock it side to side a little bit. And of course we have the toe hinge, which again, not the greatest, but it works nonetheless. So yeah, articulation pretty much exactly the same as Tanjiro. So let's move on to the accessories. That way we can see if this guy is worth it or not. Alright, so in terms of accessories, we actually have pretty much the exact same amount as Tanjiro's from, well, the Tanjiro figure, with the exception of one sword less, which we will talk about in the final thoughts section. So this guy comes with 3 faceplates, which is the standard for any type of figure. We have an angry faceplate with his eyes sort of squinted in an angry expression. We have another one where he's angry, but this time he's shouting, which is really nice. And then the last one, we have the sort of confused, sort of like, huh, expression, which I think it's pretty funny. I like how they're adding those. Really, it's amazing. So yeah. We also have 2 relaxed hands, which is really nice. Always love when they include a relaxed hands. 2 fighting stance hands, which is awesome. And then the last but not least, the sword holding hands. And we, of course, have his sword with the regular sword, which is really nice. Very nicely sculpted, of course. And of course, we have the one with the sheath on there. So yeah. This one you can attach to his body on the actual peg right here that you can see at the very top of the screen. So you can just attach it and then you're good. You'll see that in the aftermath pictures and whatnot. And yes, you can remove the actual handguard. I think that's what it's called. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, you can remove it so it makes it look like you're actually using the sword when you're posing him. So yeah, that's pretty much all of his accessories. Which leads me to my final thoughts. I do think this figure is great. The posability is great. The accessories are great. The one thing I don't like about this guy is the pricing. The pricing for this figure is high. This guy retails for $74.99 on US retail sites. I think that is insanely high. I don't think he is completely worth it at that price. Now, he is the same price as Nezuko, and I will say Nezuko is not worth it for that price either. So, that is my biggest gripe with the Demon Slayer figures as of right now. Tanjiro, a great entry point where you can get him for $35. He comes with so many accessories and 2 swords nonetheless. But these guys, both Nezuko and him, don't come with as many accessories. Nezuko comes with a sitting down accessory, which I don't even think it should be an accessory. They could have just made it cloth, but that's another topic of discussion later on. But this guy as well, he comes with pretty much the same accessories as Tanjiro, but with 1 sword less. No effects, no nothing. So why is he $75? That's my only gripe with these figures. These figures are great. They've been doing a great job with the accessibility for these figures, mostly in terms of when to start. So I do think that Tanjiro is a perfect 10 out of 10. Nezuko, I forgot what I gave her. I think an 8 out of 10. This guy, that's where he's gonna fall into. He's an 8 out of 10. The only reason I'm deducting 2 points is because of the pricing and sort of the lack of accessories. Again, I want to see like effects for these figures. And you can buy separate effects, but that's another thing. I don't want to do that. So there is that. I do think that these figures would benefit from just having an effect to go with their swords. I actually do think that would make them so much more worth it. But as of now, GIYU and Nezuko themselves, while still really good, they're overpriced. So I would suggest getting them at a later date. But besides that, that is all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about these figures, the Demon Slayer figure line as a whole, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.